Hey there, everybody. It's Sean Irish here, and
Cheryl Whitestone.
today is the 6th of March. It's late afternoon. We're just going to have a little talk about a topic near and dear to everybody. It should be because it affects everyone. It's genetically modified organisms, GMOs. They're all over. They're everywhere. They're in your diet, even if you're eating organic. We're going to talk a little bit about how that happens, what to look for, and what you might be able or want to do about it. Maybe, and I think Cheryl's going to post some links to some more research for people that are interested in going deeper into the topic, I believe. So,
Tell them what you worked on, the film.
oh yeah, and it was about 2013. I worked for 3 months as a graphic artist, a motion graphic artist on the film Genetic Roulette. That was it's wildly popular. It's been seen millions of times around the world. It's got millions of impressions. Institute for Responsible Technology and Jeffrey Smith put that film together. So I worked on that for about 3 months. Created about something like 70 motion graphics for the various things that needed to be illustrated in the film, so that people wouldn't just be looking at some static frame when it came up, and of those, I think about 55 of them we ended up using in the final version of the film. There was a really nice graphic at the front that I didn't do. It was like a skeleton graphic and that sort of thing. Very nice 3D graphic, but I was the still graphics.
Well, so you've been in film like professional, and then you're
20 something years. Yeah.
We know a lot. When we met in 1998, I think, or maybe sooner, and then you worked on my project, The Elders, Wisdom, with the Conversations from the Heart, and did that editing of Quentin Crisp. We decided to choose, one of the most famous people to launch it and hopefully get it picked up by PBS. Little did we know that PBS has been infiltrated by the socialists, and they don't like us. So, that's still sitting there. Thank God, I got done what I got done, and thank you, Tim. And all right, so let's get into it then.
Okay.
So people can watch that Genetic Roulette. I believe it's on YouTube, isn't it?
It's I'll go ahead and try to pull it up. I think I'll try to do a screen share here.
Yeah.
And let's see, this that's not the one. There it is. And then I'll try to do the screen share, and we'll see where it shows up. So it just takes me a second. Go ahead and talk while I set this up.
Well, it's the thing is, people don't know what it is. They're genetically modified organisms. And there you go.
Sort of.
Good.
That's better. There we go.
Yeah.
And so if I go to this side of it, I'll have
Top
to
10 worst. Yeah. Oh, there you go. So how would they find that? How did you find it?
Oh, I found that. It's at geneticroulettemovie.com.
Okay.
And that's the film. That's the film I worked on. And that is the actual film. And I believe it's available. Yeah.
That'll explain it.
It sure will.
Yeah.
It's 2012, Viewer's Choice 2012. So it was a year earlier than I remembered.
Right.
GMO Seeds of Deception. But they've IRT has made several films of this. It's available $2.99 bonus DVD. Yeah, all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, definitely.
And the other thing about it, this is not just corn, this is in all grains. They spray them out, and I have actually something to show about that too. They spray out all grains to dry them out, and that means they get a bigger harvest. But that all grain, so it's in your beer, it's in all grains, it's in
your rice, it's in your corn, it's in your.
This is the rise of celiac disease. People think that they're allergic to wheat and things like that, but that's not true. They're allergic to Roundup
And BT toxin in the Roundup. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Well, I have a page like that. I want to see if I can share. That. I don't know.
But yeah, that was definitely a big portion of the film when we made the film. That was an entire segment, I believe, of how the BT toxin, I believe it is what they call it.
Yeah.
In the Roundup, actually, it puts little small holes in the guts of the insects and kills the insects. Well, now when we eat that BT toxin, it puts little small holes in our intestines. but it doesn't kill us. It just maims us. And
Right.
in the most extreme instances, somebody that's very sensitive to it will have a life-threatening illness. And so that's how it happens. And it became epidemic right about the time that Roundup went into wide use. So
Yeah.
there's a one-to-one correlation there, but of course we can't really say for sure because we'd be sued and pulled down everywhere, pulled down off of all the platforms. However, there's a one-to-one correlation. So there's that. People can look into that on their own, make their own conclusions. But I tend to believe that that's the cause of all of the celiac in the modern world. So there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, food safety beyond celiac. Yes, I have several friends
Okay.
that suffer from celiac as well.
Right.
So
Right. So what does it have to do with celiac disease? It's an herbicide that kills
celiac
plants.
disease is where they tell people they're allergic to wheat, but
Yeah, but that's not true. It's between
Not
the
true.
connection between growing of glysophate and increase in celiac disease.
correct. When
Um,
they stop eating the wheat, they're taking the major source of glyphosate out of their diet, and they can start healing, and that's why they get better.
yeah,
But it's definitely glyphosate.
I got leaky gut, and I had to do a formula. It ended up costing me a couple $100, and it had a licorice root in it and different
Oh
things like
yeah,
that. Right. So it really knocked me out. Boy, it took several months to heal from that. Birth certificate. Listen to this. Um, we're talking about all of these things, celiac, increased risk of non-Hodgkin's.
non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Yeah.
Yeah. And reproductive issues, celiac disease, infertility, miscarriages, birth defects, also explained by glyphosate, according to authors. The herbicide affects the tight junctions between the cells and intestine and leading to leaky gut. And so, it's in the beer, it's in everything. Okay. And then we could go here, and here we go. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but there was that $290 million case against Monsanto Roundup weed killer.
Yep.
And this guy got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he's probably going to die. And I saw some other article, I don't have it pulled up, but he's saying he may never get that money. He may die first. But I mean, your health is worth everything. Now, let me go to, here's the one on a rash of Roundup, glysophate, sensitivity in horses. And you were talking about how, what it does is it starts, explain that quickly about how it breaks down your tendons, your muscles and your tendons.
Oh, well, apparently glyphosate mimics a protein that we all have in our bodies. It's literally glycine, L-glycine or glycine, and glyphosate mimics that, and that's why the name gly. But it's a very clunky molecule. So it's like the way it was described to me. It's like a car going down the road with the doors open. It's not very streamlined. It's going to cause. It's going to cause problems. Yeah.
It's a chemical. It's some chemical they came up with.
But it will replace glycine in your body if it's present. And so if you have, what I do, I literally take this. It's literally a glycine supplement. I don't know if y'all can see that there. I'm not shilling for Swanson's.
Hold it still.
Yeah. I'm not sure if y'all can see that, but it's just glycine. That's all it is. It's a little powder. You can mix it in water, take it, or mix it in some shake.
So, here it says glysophate is the most widely used herbicide in the world. It is used on hay, oats, rice, wheat, barley, corn, beet pulp, soybeans, alfalfa, peas, carrots, sunflower seeds, peppermint, wild rice, mustard, pumpkin, squash, rice, black vinegar. It's not only, this is just, it's a desiccant. It's in everything. Sweet potatoes, canola, hops, sugarcane, peas, beans, molasses. It's not only used to reduce weeds during the growing season, it's now recommended by its manufacturer, Monsanto, for the use as a desiccant prior to harvesting, even out ripening and speed up the drying drying process.
Now something something that was pointed out in the film, if people watch the film, I believe it's available online as well as not just DVD. But
Well,
you can,
GMOs are where they actually insert the genes of this
right
poison into the seed,
into the seed,
right?
correct. But
Yeah, and
now,
then there's this other use of it,
well,
that's where they
this the
spray it as
desiccant.
well. Yeah,
Yeah. Now in the
right.
film, they pointed out that what happens with the Roundup Ready crops is they are severely depleted of minerals. I think the principal one being magnesium. Well, magnesium is used in thousands of processes in the human body. So if you're eating magnesium deficient food, you're going to get sick anyway. So one thing people can do is start supplementing. I take just a general over-the-counter glycine supplement, nothing special, and over-the-counter magnesium to make sure that I've got enough of those substances in my body that hopefully it can counteract the damage. Oh, there you go. I see that. That's a wonderful screen share right there. And I don't mean it's wonderful. The image is horrifying.
It's horrifying. And
Yeah.
this came out years ago.
Yep.
And originally, I think it was shared by Mike Adams of Natural News.
It was.
And the French did this study of these rats. Monsanto's Roundup Ready corn caused a host of negative health effects in rats, including tumors and premature death. Okay, here's the thing. All these cancers everybody's getting,
Yes.
all these illnesses are not normal.
No, it's dietary, it's lifestyle.
It's and everything is poison. I mean, you have to go to so much trouble to find anything that's clean these days. I mean, this has just got to stop. These people, these chemical companies need to go out of business. The FDA was, what was he, a CEO of Monsanto?
Who was that?
I mean,
Yeah,
that was just a gatekeeper for the it's a fascist.
I think
the government's a fascist situation.
The Biden administration just invited him back for a second round, I believe.
Well, that's
unbelievable. If you want to believe that Biden's the president, that's great. Go right ahead.
That just stinks. I mean, for sure. And what else?
That's horrifying. That's just like
there's that
putting Joseph Mengele in charge of the children's hospital. And
here's what you could do. Make your own weed killer with vinegar and dish soap.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's super cheap, and it doesn't poison the groundwater.
Nope.
And they're just search it. And first of all, I don't even believe there are weeds. That happens to be plantain.
Yeah.
This is
plantain's good.
Plantain, dandelions are good. Everything's good. I guarantee you there is the wild plants. I don't call them weeds because there are no weeds. They're wild plants, and you just have to understand what they're good for.
Right. You can eat every part of the dandelion, and you can make wine with the flowers. It's crazy.
Not only that, they'll clean your liver.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
They'll clean your liver. Yeah. I mean, here's a lady, lamb's quarters. I picked them. Mm-hmm. I think we've got, I don't know what this is. Nettles.
That's nettles. Great stuff.
According to Rolling Thunder, the medicine man who was my friend, he's since passed. Nettles would cure anything. Will heal anything.
Also
quarters. The thing is if you are going to go collect, you really need to. If you're going to collect anything, you really need to know what you're looking at.
Get a good herbal guide.
Get a guide, and don't go eating everything because there are things that are toxic.
There's a lot of things.
Okay, here's the wild plantain.
Plantain.
I took classes. With a botanist, and I've been studying this for many years. So I can kind of go out and find some of these things. I have taken these leaves when somebody got hornet stings all over them, and I put it through in the blender with water and put it all over them.
I wish I'd known that.
And the sting went out. The sting went out in like a matter of about 5 minutes.
I wish I'd known that.
And it's.
I didn't know that.
I found some in the winter.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
Too. Let me finish. I met a woman, and she had this big red rash around her neck. And I went out in her yard. She's like, "What? Do you have any ideas? Like, what can you do for this?" And I went out in her yard. I found some of this. Same thing. I went in there, blended it up because we didn't have time to make salve. She needed immediate relief. Blended it up with water. She put it on her neck. Put it on for a couple days. It went away.
Awesome.
And then this is also edible. And,
Yeah.
people, this is what God gave us.
Mhm.
I think honoring God is honoring what's been given to us. Dandelion,
Oh,
why would
everything.
you kill this? Well, it's so beautiful. First of all, why would you kill it? And it could actually restore your liver.
Oh, it
It's
can feed
just,
you.
it can feed
It
you.
can feed you,
Yeah,
make wine, restore your
yeah.
liver.
The flowers are edible. I used to
Yeah.
put it on my salad bar in 1986.
Good stuff. Yeah, the greens are like salad greens. They're just, you'll find it in wild
Well, they're
salad
kind
greens.
of bitter, so you put a little vinegar on them. I mean,
It's
and
in
eat them
the
with vinegar and olive oil.
it's in the
There's
milkweed.
dandelion tea. Yeah.
It's a
And
milkweed. Yeah.
yeah. So there are all these things. And I mean, if you have a garden, this is beautiful. I don't know.
I can see a little bit of that. Yeah, there we go. Back
Can
to
you
Eden
see?
gardening. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
People should check this out. Yeah.
they really need, watch this. This is the easy.
Diminishes. I started off with
This is the
alderwood
I'm hearing
chip
it. I'm hearing it. I hope they can hear it.
all the time. And as you plant things and you feel they're not doing as well as you'd like, then you can use fertilizers to supplement. Eventually,
Well, that's, I'd rather there, because you got to watch the whole
Yeah.
thing.
But at least
I
they know
don't
what to look
have it
for now.
keyed up. I don't have it keyed up, but you end up, what they're doing is they're putting, whatever gets ground up by these tree companies,
Mhm.
they'll dump that in your yard.
Oh yeah, for free.
And then what he did, right, because he was a gardener for, I don't know, 15 years. He kept digging up the dirt. Then he looked around at nature and discovered, he just looked at nature and listened to God. And God was like, you see all these things popping up from under the mulch of these trees. And it was like, bing. And he did spread all this mulch deep, and they explained how to do it.
Mhm.
And then you plant in it. This is basically no weeding. And
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, this is like, once
'Cause,
you get this set up, it's super easy. You don't till the soil. You just
right.
let this mulch. And I also saw a guy out in the prairie, and he cut in with a tractor on the side. He left the sod, the dried sod out in the prairie,
Right.
on, cut in on the side, put in tomatoes. He had 8-foot tall tomato plants.
Wow.
That were just loaded with tomatoes.
Mhm.
And it's like, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, you have to develop
You
the
know,
soil. Yeah.
Work with nature.
Yeah.
I mean, there are all these things that we could be doing that's not toxic, and it's more productive.
Right. I would say
And-
that the best use of tilling is to till healthy things into your soil and then let it go fallow. Don't try to grow anything on it. Just let it go fallow.
You got to watch this. No.
Yeah, but I mean, and then you apply this. But like if you want to till something in, you can do that. But that's intensive. That's intensive.
Yeah, the French intensive is not the way to go.
You have to let the earthworms.
I've actually boots on the ground done this. So
I know.
I'm just saying, and you can go and you can find people that have done this.
Right.
And once you get it established,
right,
you're good. I mean,
but I mean, until you have the ecosystem, the earthworms and the ants and the microbes and everything working together, they will. That's what I'm saying.
But they come from these chips that you can get for free.
And they'll come for the chips too. Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
You do them deep, and they're different people that are doing them. They're doing them all over the country.
Right.
Anyway, to get back to how to heal. Let's see. Okay.
But yeah, people should start gardens. People should definitely start gardens. That's one way to fight this.
If you've got room.
Oh, if you've got 20 feet, you got room. Yeah. 10 feet would be enough room to start one.
Here. So when I had so many problems, I was looking. Now, this woman is incredible. She's Harvard educated.
Mhm.
Because she was helping so many people. She had to actually leave the country. They threatened her.
Right.
But I ended up eating pure gum spirits of turpentine in honey. And what that does is it got rid of parasites.
It cleans you. Yeah.
Let me finish. It got rid of parasites. It helped that leaky gut. It also gets rid of fatty liver, which is what you develop when you're eating Roundup foods. You don't have to drink a thing. You don't have to drink any alcohol to get fatty liver. You get it from eating all this food out there. And I mean, it's basically all poison. So,
Well,
but I'm
the
not
mechanism, yeah.
suggesting that's what I did. I'm not a
Right.
doctor. She's a doctor.
Right.
She had to leave the country, but this is an old folk recipe.
Sure it is.
That remedy, and you can search it and find out. You could go on YouTube and see people who did it. I'm not prescribing how to do it. I'm saying what I did.
She has
for
the
me.
protocol, yeah.
For me, what I did for me that worked, and what I did for my little dog that worked. So I got rid of parasites that look like earthworms. I mean, I couldn't believe I had those in me. But not only that, it's healthy. She takes it every day. I don't do that. But I listen to these MDs, okay? And there's a lot of stuff out there all about it. And that's just something. Here you go.
Right, there you go.
Earth Clinic. I don't know why they're not
And
loading.
we're just talking about, basically mineral gum spirits, right? Gum spirits. I'm sorry, gum spirits. Yeah, not mineral.
Not
spirits.
mineral. It doesn't
It's
have
gum.
anything to do. That's
pine gum.
synthetic.
It's pine gum.
Yeah, it's from the pine tree. It's my friend her dad had a turpentine farm here, like a tree farm. They used to tap for the turpentine. Turpentine has been used for many years as a natural remedy option for a wide variety of health ailments, including colds, parasites, and fungal infections.
Absolutely.
Okay, it worked for me. I'm no doctor. I'm just saying that's what I did. It worked for me.
Right now,
and then I paint with it because I'm a fine artist. So I was like, well, I'm going to use it's more expensive than using that other stuff, but it's not toxic.
Right.
So I was using it for my painting. So there are solutions. I would go and look at the good doctors, Dr. Mercola. Who else?
There's several.
Dr. There's a bunch of them.
Syergy, I can't remember.
Syergy, greenmedinfo.com.
Green Med Info.
Yeah, and just get on everybody's mailing list.
Yep.
And then study. And honestly, I mean, I feel blessed that I had to be my own doctor. I mean, basically, because I was going to have them cutting things out of me, and they seem like they're clueless anyway.
Oh, they're so quick to cut.
They've only been taught, pharmaceuticals, and pharmaceuticals are just synthetic or carbon. They're copies of what nature gave us to start with.
They're
but so
yeah, that's the best description. Synthetic. They're definitely not analog. There's nothing analogous.
Well, and there's all these side effects, but yet
that's
natural, what God gave us, don't have all these side effects.
Right.
It's just crazy.
Like so, you can take raw apricot kernels, for instance, or you can do the synthetic version, which will cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Well,
I ordered raw apricot kernels, and let me tell you what happened. They tingled in my mouth. That's how fresh they were. It was almost like they just put a tingling in my mouth.
It's literally energy.
Yeah, and I was I was eating those for quite a while. I kept them in the freezer. I actually got them on Amazon. Now, whether or not they've cut that supply off, I don't really know.
It's still available. Maybe not that particular one.
There's that, and I mean, there's so many things. There are a lot of things.
Raw almonds. That's you got to be careful with it. There's some chemicals in there that you don't want to get too much of, but at the same time, people
you just said almonds.
Yeah,
are you talking about almonds?
Raw almonds. Yeah, similar to raw apricot kernels, but not the same chemistry. Yeah.
Well, raw almonds. I mean, yeah, they're good for you too if you can get clean ones.
Yeah, you just don't want to eat like bags and bags of them. You want to keep it. You want to build your system up.
Do you have anything else to say about this? Do you want to keep it short? I mean, I think
we can move from the turpentine and get back to GMO. I think there's probably a few things we could cover in GMO.
I think. Well, then go for it.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to make it too long. I don't know where we're at.
Well, let me do a screen share here. If you want to go ahead and close that one out, I'll start.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
And, I think.
Can you tell we're new at this?
A little bit.
We're professionals, but not with.
So my screen
how do I not Okay, stop share. Okay, there we go.
There we go. It looks good. That was
Okay.
perfect. That worked great. And this
I'm
was
doing
the Natural Society, Transform Your Health Naturally. This is top 10 worst.
Yeah, people can sign up and put your
Yeah.
email in there. So you're up to date and you can keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, naturalsociety.com. This is straight off their website.
And
So
there's lots of them, right?
corn is at the top of the list. I think there's so much GMO corn in the world that it's cross-pollinating with the organic corn.
Yeah, Mexico cut them off and said no, because we have like 400 heirloom varieties of corn.
Right.
And they just said, no way. I miss corn so bad.
I do too.
I love fresh sweet corn.
Hmm.
And I'm so mad. And then they made it into fuel. And that
I
was
know.
another globalist freaking thing to make food scarcity.
Yep.
And, I'm like, I'm ready to scream. And then look at this. Look at this.
So here we go. Here's the quick list.
Yeah.
But let's go through them
Yeah.
one by one. Corn, obviously, if you're going to eat corn at all, make sure it's organic and
Yeah.
preferably heirloom. Soy,
Yeah.
I just avoid soy altogether now, even though I used to love it.
Well, I eat organic tofu sometimes, and
sugar, beet sugar, basically. Cane sugar is apparently still okay, but it may be sprayed with a Roundup, as we know.
right.
Beet sugar, on the other hand, is definitely GMO. Aspartame, just don't anything.
Isn't that
aspartame.
grown on poop? And Rumsfeld had big shares in that. It's like, well, anybody look, forget the diet stuff, any of that diet, unless it's stevia
Right.
or xylitol,
Yes.
or something you're getting at a health food market. Quit with what was the other stuff? Saccharin, sweet and low, all that stuff. They're neurotoxins.
They're neurotoxins.
Get away.
Yeah.
Move away from that.
Yeah, stay away from the neurotoxins. Actually, I have a quick story about that. A friend of mine was drinking Diet Coke. She had headaches and stuff. She went to a doc, got a CAT scan. All of a sudden, they told her she had some horrible disease. She had lesions in her brain, right? And so we're sitting there. She gave me a ride home one day from work. I was working at CNN at the time, and we were talking about it. And I was like, so what, said, how did you get lesions in your brain? I said, what's your diet like? She said, blah, 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 this and that, Diet Coke. I said, Diet Coke. I said, did you know that has aspartame in it? She says, no. I said, well, I'll tell you what, cut all the aspartame out of your diet. She went back for a follow-up in 3 months and all the lesions were gone. That's all she did. She stopped drinking Diet Coke. Now, I'm not going to make any particular connection with that. You draw your own conclusion. That's all she did.
Yeah.
And so I was happy to help, but I didn't know that was going to work, but it worked wonderfully for her. Papayas, apparently papayas are GMO now. That's just disgusting. Canola, anything canola is GMO. There's no such thing.
Canola is Canada oil, rapeseed.
Yes.
Rapeseed oil, there it is, right?
Rapeseed,
And
straight
they
up.
came up with that canola oil, is the mix of Canada and oil, because most of it's grown up there.
It's marketing. It's pure marketing. Cotton.
Yeah,
Now, the
right.
problem with cotton is don't consume the cotton oil. You can't probably not wear cotton because it's in everything, just like,
Right.
So, but I think the more you wash your clothing, like for even new clothes, if you wash them once before you wear them, that should take most of the residual. It won't take the GMO out, but it'll take the,
I don't think we're all worried about
dairy and then zucchini and yellow squash. Like tonight, I'm having zucchini for dinner tonight. It's organic. So that's good.
But how much
we can
is
move
it
on.
now? It used to be you could throw a couple seeds in the ground
Oh yeah.
and you would have bags and bags of
Huge zucchini. Squash,
yeah.
yellow squash.
And now they've ruined it. And that's another thing I really miss.
Heirloom squash.
And we had so much squash, we didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like giving it to the neighbors and all this stuff, and they just ruined it. And last time I tried to grow squash in 2010 in that little hobby farm, I had little organic garden. I mean, it was just getting moldy. And of course they were spraying a lot of chemtrails and all that.
Yeah.
And it was like a lost cause. And I don't know what happened. And you know what? There was a Pennington seed company, an old seed company.
Mm-hmm.
Monsanto bought them out, and there's no seeds available.
Oh,
and also Sun Bear told me when I met him, and I hung out with him for 2-3 weeks in Alabama with a bunch of us, and he said, save seeds. And there are a lot of people who are saving seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And because he saw it. He saw that they were going to cut us off from seeds. Why do they have a seed vault? Because they want to kill us off, and then they're going to go get the good food, and then they'll eat it.
And
But that's not gonna happen.
as soon as the spider web started showing in the sky, that's when those prophecies started coming. Everybody should have started paying attention then. That was in the early 2000s.
Yeah, yeah.
Very early. Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, but there are people that save seeds and trade seeds, and there's this this community that's kind of under the radar.
Yep.
If you get involved with them, you'll find them. But yeah, it's something we need to scream and shout about anyway,
Mhm.
and just demand that this isn't being done anymore, period. And
Yep.
big Agra took over all the little farms, but go support in fact, this morning I was at a farmer's market, and I praised him. I said, thank you so much for growing this food. And it's relatively cheap, and it's organic, and I know how hard it is to do it. I know what kind of work is involved.
It is.
And I just said, thank you so much. I got some beautiful cilantro, like $1 for a big bunch of it.
Oh yeah.
I got organic bok choy. I got organic garlic. I got organic. What else? I got quite a few things.
And I've just got to tell people,
organic celery. I got a lot of stuff. Organic eggs.
if they're shopping at Whole Foods and thinking they're getting organic, well, good luck, because Whole Foods has already been busted several times.
Well,
Labeling conventional produce
yeah,
as organic.
you know what?
I wouldn't
they're
pay
putting,
that price.
You know what? They are just. Do you
Grow your
really
own.
want to support a big? People are not going to do that, Tim. Only people
Well,
that can do it will do it. Okay.
Start a
But
little window
here's the
garden.
thing.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Sure.
All right. There, you can go and you can search farmers markets, local farmers markets.
Mhm.
Search it up, and you'll find the ones that are around you, and you'll find the little farms that bring their stuff to a cooperative. I had one up in Georgia, and I could just go on there, see what there was. I could click that I want that. You don't have to take a box.
Right.
There's some where you don't have to take a box of just everything they have. You could just pick out what you want, and then you go down and pick it up. You meet people in the community. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's nice. You're getting really good fresh food. The last batch of food I got from these local people, I had this huge head of cauliflower. I mean, it was gigantic, and I couldn't eat all that. So I ate some of it, but it was a week before I cooked the rest, and it stayed fresh for a whole week. You're not going to get that. And there's vitamins and minerals and all kinds of things in that food. But try to support the small farmers.
Well, they say organic it has a roughly 10 times the amount of nutrition as conventional, and wild,
Right.
if you can find wild or volunteer, might have more than that, up to 10 times more than that.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There are people there was a blog called I Eat the Weeds, and this guy had cancer, and he just ate everything that was grown in his yard. I mean, clover gets rid of it. Apparently, all these, that's why I say there's no weeds. I say weeds, but there are no weeds. There are wild plants.
Right.
And they have a lot of beneficial things. You just have to learn. And if people that are into the Bible, I've studied the Aramaic side of the Bible, and
Old Testament. Yeah.
meek means willing to learn. That's what it means in Aramaic. It means willing to learn. So that's all you guys have to do is learn. Go and investigate, right? Learn. That's it. And then you'll be healthy. You'll see what God has given us. That's honoring God, honoring the creation, being smart, using your God-given, brain and reason and, logic.
Right.
So,
well, we should probably start signing off here, because
Yeah.
before we get too far into the weeds, as they say, but definitely get into the weeds some. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
And
All right. Well,
we'll probably continue. This is a very expansive conversation. We'll probably
Happy-
continue this at some
yeah.
time in the future.
okay, great.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, happy travels, everybody. And
Thanks for watching.
yep, enjoy.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, wait, you know what? It didn't record. We just did that whole show and it didn't record. Did you get it?
It looks like it was recording.
Well, go ahead and stop your recording, because I think you've got the only one.
My button on my top is saying recording, and at the bottom it's saying record.
you see, mine is not, I hit record and it's